What is up, guys? Human Carjack here, and today we're doing our first oil change in order to break in the new IAG Stage 2 block. So here is our oil. We got the MOTUL 10W40. So it has extra minerals, extra wear protection, and things like that in order to keep the engine running optimally during the early stages of breaking in the motor. If you guys missed the last video where I talked about the whole engine break-in process and what we're going to be doing to the car going forward, check out the link right there. It's on screen right now. So basically, Prime Motoring recommended that I change the oil every 500 miles till the first 1500 miles. At the 1500 mile mark, we can then get our 93 octane tune. From 1500 miles to 3000 miles, we still have to use the same 10W40 break-in oil. And then at 3000 miles, when the engine is fully broken in, we can then get our E50 blend tune. So I think I'm going to be documenting all this as far as like doing all the oil changes, just so you guys could see you know, in real time, I guess, how it works and how long the process takes. And that's not just for today's oil change, that's for all the ones going forward. So pretty much going to make this a little bit of a series where we do the oil changes and things like that. So the car's already up on the ramp, so we can get started with this oil change. Right before we do that, I want to show you guys this new little product that I picked up. It's by Motiv X Tools. It's basically a direct fit oil funnel, so it requires a little bit of assembly. So you have these three pieces here. You basically screw this onto the bottom piece over there, and then it goes right onto your oil fill cap. Let's go ahead and get this going. There we go. Hey, just like that. Pretty easy. That looks pretty cool, I gotta say. I really like the idea, and I'm pretty sure that they make them for different manufacturers as well, like Toyota, Lexus, you know, even the American car brands. So, pretty good idea. We're gonna wait for the oil to drain on the bottom, then we're gonna go ahead and remove our oil filter here. Come on, you guys know how an oil change is done. Alright, we're just gonna get this out of the way for now, just because we gotta take off the oil filter, and we got our paper towels handy, just in case we get some drips. Not too bad. Yeah, so the oil is looking pretty clean. I mean, obviously it's only been in there for like less than 500 miles. Oh yeah, that's something I forgot to mention. So I only have about 315 miles on this current oil, even though I can use it up to 500 according to Prime. But I have a trip coming up in 2 days. It's going to be 100 miles on the way going and on the way back, so 200 miles in total. So I really don't want to go past the 500 miles. So that's just me being anal. I decided to do it now. So we're getting a little bit less life out of this oil because we're only going for 300 miles, but that is totally fine, man, as long as the engine is running properly and we're taking all the necessary precautions for that. There's always just a little bit of oil that gets stuck in the filter housing over here. Oil filter housing's all cleaned up. We went ahead and prepped our new oil filter. We put some of the new oil all around the edges of it, so we can just go ahead and screw this baby on. Give it a couple more turns till it feels like it can't go anymore, then about 1/8 of a turn. That should be about it. So that should be good there.
No, funnel on. There we go.
Alright, we're good to go. Alright, always after I put the first one, or the first little bit, you gotta check if there's any leaks. No leaks. Alright, we're good. Let me just check if there's leaks with this thing too. Ah, this is looking good. Pretty solid construction so far. Alright, so we got that in. We got 4 more to go, or 4.5 really. I think it's supposed to take 5.4 quarts. And plus we have the oil cooler, so we have to actually do 5.8. So yeah, a little bit more, close to 6. We're gonna pour half of this and then let the car run, take a look at the oil level, and then if we need to add some more, we will. Oh boy, I think we're looking good. I think this is the most excited I've ever been about doing an oil change, just because I know that it's getting me one step closer to finally getting the mic body Pro Tune. Let's check underneath too. Right, no spills or nothing. Looking good. This was a big point of where it used to leak right over there when I first installed this cooler, so I'm always keeping an eye on it, every oil change. But it's looking pretty good right now. Not too bad. So one thing I was actually surprised to find, I don't know if you guys could see it as the oil was coming out, but it was actually pretty brown compared to the golden color right over here. I don't know if you guys could see it a little bit. Like right there, there's a little bit on the paper towel there and some in there. It's very like light piss colored, so it's like if you peed but you had drinking a lot of water. And this was relatively brown. It was a little bit brown, so I guess the life of this oil really degrades pretty quickly. So even though we still had another 200 miles left on it, it looks like it was kind of due for a change. So I'm happy that I'm getting this out of the way. I'm probably still going to be doing the next oil change around, you know, anywhere between 800 to 1,000 miles, since 300, next 500 miles is going to be 800. So between 800 to 1,000, somewhere there, I think we should be okay. So I'm just going to spend the rest of the next hour, I guess, just cleaning up the interior and stuff. And then we have another video coming up. So we have a head unit installed. You can see squirtles in there now because there's nothing in there. We had originally gotten a Sony head unit, but it didn't end up working. So it was working. It was actually working pretty well. I had mentioned it previously in another video, the one that I actually picked up. It actually worked pretty well. The only issue was that the steering wheel controls did not work. Apparently it has to do something with the one of the little modules that it comes with. I don't know all the technical terms. I'm really bad with electrical work. But we basically brought it up to the custom shop and it didn't work properly. So pretty much 95% of the features were good, but the steering wheel controls didn't work, so I had to send it back to Crutchfield. So now we went ahead and bought a Pioneer unit. It's looking like it's going to have a little bit more features than the Sony. It's a tiny bit more expensive, but it's going to get the job done, and it comes with a much better module where you can kind of customize it, and it should be built for the car, so it should hook right up and everything should work properly. So that's going to be in the next video, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description, along with my merchandise store. We recently just opened up a merch store. We only have keychains for now, but in the near future we're going to be putting in some stickers as well, so I hope you guys can check that out. Subscribe if you haven't already, turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I do upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care now. Peace.